Hi everyone, I'm so glad you're joining me today. My name is Mary Kate DeRose and I'm here to do a little bit of work with you around writing poetry. I know at this point you've been spending some time reading and noticing things in poems. You've also probably been spending some time drafting some poems of your own. So what I want to teach you today is something that you can try out as you're drafting and revising the poems that you've been working on. And that is that poets try out different points of view when they're writing poetry. And they do this because when we choose to write a poem, we have a certain meaning in mind that we want to convey to our reader. So when we try out different points of view, we can see which one of those best conveys that meaning to our reader and go with that. So one way that writers can do this is to ask, who could also have a view about my topic? And then think, what does this look like through their eyes? And then you can write a draft from that point of view. And finally, you can try it again because there's probably going to be more than one point of view that you could draft your poem around. So I'm going to show you how I do that today. I'm going to play around with a poem that I've been working on. And first I'll read that poem to you. So I've been spending, just like all of you, a lot of time at home. And the one member of my family who's really been happy about that is my dog, Cooper. Cooper is a huge, he's a 100-pound dog. He loves to snuggle and cuddle. He thinks he's tiny, even though he's really big. And one thing that he's been doing every single morning is waking us up in really funny ways. And usually we get up super early. So we're the ones that are waking him up. And even though we're still getting up early, it's not quite as early, so now he has been waking us up, and it's just been so funny. So I spent the last several days playing around with a poem about this, and this is the draft that I've come to. So I'm going to read this to you quickly before I teach you about point of view. So here's my poem. It's called Good Morning. I roll to my side as the bed dips in the middle. Someone is creeping in. A wet tongue on my cheek, that familiar hello. Those eyes begging me, please get up. My eyes plead back, not yet, just a few more minutes. But that is not what he wants to hear. Weight on my shoulder as the begging continues. That paw will not move until I respond. Okay, you win, my eyes and smile say to him. I swing my legs out of bed. That tail wags with delight. So happy once I finally wake up. So this is my poem that I've drafted, and you can see that this is from my point of view. So now what I want to consider is trying out different points of view. So I want you to watch me as I ask myself, who could also have a view on my topic? I think, what does this look like through their eyes? And then I play around with a draft from this new point of view. Okay, so let me think about this for a minute. Who could also have a view on my topic? So my topic is Cooper waking me up in the morning, and it's from my point of view. So one thing I'm thinking is, I guess it could be written from Cooper's point of view too. And who else? So my daughter Regan really loves when he wakes her up. Like, we think it's funny, but she loves it. So I bet it could also be told from Regan's point of view, which would be like super joyful, I think. So let me pick one of those. So I think I'm going to give it a try writing from Cooper's point of view, because that feels kind of funny to me. So now I need to think, what does this look like through Cooper's eyes? Okay, well, I feel like, I know he's not a human, but I sort of like think that he's actually like on this like sneaky secret mission, and like he's like thinking in his head, how do I get them up and what can I do? And like I think it's like this whole plan in his head. So my next step, so I think I'm gonna just play around with that. I'll take one part that I wrote from my point of view, and I'll play around with how it might sound from Cooper's point of view. Okay, so let's see, my first part here I'll reread. I roll to my side as the bed dips in the middle. Someone is creeping in. He literally is this giant dog, and he goes like in slow motion as if we're not going to notice that he's coming onto our bed. So like from his point of view, maybe it might sound like slowly, slowly, don't let them see. So let me try that. Slowly, slowly, don't let them see. He's like so sneaky. It's like he thinks we won't notice. And then it's like he's so excited once he gets into our bed. So I've almost made it. And then I just think he's so happy. So maybe he says, yes, I'm in their bed. So did you see how I did that? So I just thought to myself, who else could have a point of view on my topic? I thought, well, what does it look like through their eyes? And then I played around with the draft from that different point of view. So now I could just continue down and maybe play around with trying out each stanza of my poem from Cooper's point of view. So that's something that you might try as you're continuing to draft your poetry. You might just consider, what other point of view might I try out? And maybe that might help me get the meaning I want across to my reader in a better way, okay? So go ahead, continue working on your poetry, have fun playing around and trying things out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.